This is Jeff Steele with SteelNavigator, and I wanted to create a video in regards to the transfer case in my old Jeep XJ. This is a 98, it's the limited. It has the 242 transfer case. So by government regulation, when an automaker stops manufacturing a particular model, they only have to continue to manufacture parts for 10 years after they've stopped production on that model. So after that point, parts become more and more scarce. So this Jeep has approximately 322,000 miles on the original engine and original transfer case. Now I got a new transmission, AW4, about 240,000. We've been baby this Jeep. Of course, with the transmission, I have changed the fluid and filter regular. For some reason, I don't know why, just never changed the fluid in the transfer case. Just didn't think about it, honestly. It's the same type of fluid that's in the transmission. The fluids do not intermingle. They are separate. They have their own reservoirs. So it's very simple to change the fluid in the transfer case. I would recommend changing it every 20,000 miles. Real simple, easy to get to. So I don't know why I didn't change it. So I was on the way back from my grandparents' farm and started feeling a bump. I was cruising country roads, 70, 75 miles an hour, and just started feeling a bump and a jerk. And I thought it was the rear end going out, honestly. And it kept getting worse. It seemed to happen when it would heat up and at higher speeds. So, and that's what I thought. And so one day I was on the way to work and I was going up this hill and it was still bumping from time to time, but then it just stopped pulling and went, and I felt it right underneath me. It sounded like a drill. So at that point I thought, well, that's out of the transfer case or the transmission. I just didn't think it was a transmission. Checked the fluid regular, no issues. Good light red color, no issues there. So I took it in to a specialist, an old country guy who specializes in these Jeeps, and he said, yes, not your rear end, it is the transfer case. So these limited have the 242, which has a special setup with a four-wheel drive. It has a part-time option, and then it has a full-time option, then it has neutral and four-wheel drive low, and of course two-wheel drive. It is extremely hard to find a 242 transfer case. It was 2 weeks before we found a good one. We found it at a company called Southern Gear over out of Smyrna. Found a 242, and the funny thing is there's also varieties of 242s. We got the first one and it didn't line up. It was for a 96 or a 97. So this is a 98. They got another one, worked fine. So got a 1-year warranty and limited miles. So the 241s are quite common. I think they just have two-wheel drive, four-wheel high, neutral, and four-wheel low. There's not the different option of part-time. It's a little bit different. So those are easier to find. If you have a suggestion of where we can find transfer cases, not just the 241s, but the 242s, because they're the most rare, where we can find it, please comment down below on it. So I've went about 100 miles so far in this new transfer case. It looks pretty. However, I've just noticed it's already leaking fluid. I've probably got 10 or 15 drops down on the concrete right now. So I'm gonna continue to monitor the fluid level and just see how it does. It's performing well. No bumping or pulling or drill-like sounds. No issues there. But it's concerning in regards to how popular these Jeeps are and how difficult it was to find a good transfer case. So any information you can supply, comment down below as far as parts for these Jeeps. I mean, I've seen the engines, of course, all over the internet online, but the transfer case has had a real hard time. So that's my story on the replacement for the transfer case. Any other comments about the Jeep XJ and related topics, please comment down below. Tap the like button and subscribe if you don't mind. Have a great day.